Your writing may actually have too much detail. I know we talk a lot about writing not having enough detail, but as an editor, one of the things I see more often than not enough detail is too much detail or the wrong detail. Here are signs that you may have too much detail or the wrong detail. Ultimately, it's your story, your choice, but here's why these may not be the best details to sprinkle in. Unnecessary scenes is one of the biggest ways that there's too much detail. I'm talking character walking from one place to another. I'm talking your character waking up or showering or doing their makeup. Those are things we do in real life, but we don't need to show every single thing in a story. Too much stage direction is another really blatant way that too much detail can be done, and this one really bogs down the pacing and makes the reader's eyes start to glaze over. Let's bring it back to one of the examples from a moment ago. Let's say you're writing two characters walking on a path. They're on an adventure together, right? But let's assume that we need this walking, like something's about to happen some way down the path. And you write, they move their left foot, they move their right foot, they step over a branch. But this scene is inconsequential, and you still need to kill some time before the big thing happens down the way. So have a more interesting piece of dialogue and focus on that, and then weave in little action things. Another one is mentioning the character's hair color, eye color, etc. very, very frequently. Like once per page is even too much. You can mention it once in the beginning when you first meet the person, then you don't need to mention it all unless it's of interest. You do want to mention it every now and then for a little flavor, go for it, but once every page, even every chapter is a little redundant. If you ever start a scene or chapter and there's a page, 2 pages, 3 pages with no dialogue or action, we're most likely giving a lot of unnecessary information or backstory, especially if that's all describing a room or describing the setting. You should do those things, but it should really only take a couple of paragraphs. You should hook the reader first in the beginning of the scene before you dive into that. Those are some of the ways you can know that you may be adding attention to the wrong places, because details are attention. So make sure every single little detail that you weave in matters, either to set the vibe, to tell something about the story, or for, it's just something a character would observe.